Okay. Well, I had pretty much a day off there, and I don't feel enthusiastic about doing all this stuff. But how hard can it be? These lines are vertical and horizontal. These are straight lines. In theory, I will just go through the steps. And I know what is going to worry me when I'm doing this. It's going to be that it is all too slow. This is too many steps. How many little bits and pieces I have to do to figure this out. But what I have to remember is all of the steps that the drawline command, just the monkey drawline command, is carrying out. The huge number of functions, well, I say huge number, it itself carries out, you know, another series of method calls. So, and add to that the actual rendering of the OpenGL canvas after the lines have been drawn. It's all time, so I shouldn't worry too much about having to do, you know, a couple of dozen sums or whatever it is. And I'll see how I can divide it up. I did realise there's an error with my gradient editor, which is, well, I'll just have to look at it and find it. But for now, it's not. Just because I happen to be thinking about this other thing, I'm going to leave the error with my gradient editor for now. I'm going to go to Draw Curve Gradient. Rex and PM matrix. Now, once I've got to this point, I have two x and y's. I've got the previous xy and the current xy, and that is the beginning and end of the line. So, the first thing I want to think about actually is how I'm referring to the screen size. It's project output width, output height, yeah. And I want it to be something smaller than that. And I think I'm going to set it here. How big is this? Okay. Do I really want to do this? No, I don't really. I just want to use it in there. But it's... I do want to do it. Global. O width. O height. I'm going to just get in trouble for that. And it's not going to tell me why. Yeah, no, it's okay. It's just, this is getting a bit crazy. What is this inside? Yeah, this is just part of response. I just have OW and OH as shortcuts to use. It's not great, is it? But here I am anyway. So I'm not rendering OpenGL, I'm rendering gradient. And just before I jump to draw curve, I want to set output width equals project. Just excuse me, to make drawing, oh no, to make yeah, well, to make drawing this line easier to type, to read as well. Now, let me just think about what I need to do. Decide how much, if any, of this line is visible. So, I kind of do want to think about it as in terms of this number of states. All inside, start inside, end outside, start outside, end inside, start end outside but overlapping, start end outside, not overlapping. And of course there is the entirely, oops, see what my mouse wheel does to me. It's becoming more and more insane. And of course there's the entirely outside, drawn with a mouse. Now I guess I just first entirely discard. It's like, well no, actually this sort of thing annoys me. And this is where I do start to think, how can I speed this up? Because first I figure out the order that I count this rectangle in. You know, I have to be able to identify the right and left hand sides of this rectangle. So I can just say if the right hand side is to the left of the left hand side of the screen, then it's definitely out. If the left hand side is to the right of the right hand side of the screen, it's definitely out, and so on and so forth. So I need some more globals, and they need to be, let's say, left. Should this is this a wise thing? Flossed, float. I don't think that is a wise thing. I feel almost just, these are fairly short words, I might just spell them out. So, is this really, oops, is this really what I'm going to end up doing? Again, I'm just going to spell it out. If Cx is less than PCX, left equals Cx, else, I'm going to have to do this. I love cramming things together. Right equals PCX, else, it's also, well, left equals PCX. It also means that if they're the same, then left will be PCX, which is okay. Well, in my brain it is anyway. If CY is less than, I have a feeling I don't want, I may have to store some other things as well. Like whether or not CX or CY is the top. Top equals CY. Bottom equals PCY. Top equals PCY. Equals CY. This is going to be long and drawn out. So now I can say if right is less than 0.0, well, what exactly am I saying here? Am I wanting this big nested if statement? Because no. I am just thinking about not using any functions, or using minimal functions. And I'm trying to think, like this state there, that's just like an immediate ban. So, and left is less than or equal to output width, and top is greater than or equal to 0.0, and bottom is less than or equal to output height. Possibly that is the first bit, is it? Does it make sense to say and? I can't just, yeah. look at... Yeah, well, the thing is, what is the thing? The thing is that I also kind of want to know if the right, no, if the left is, yeah, okay, so now I want to know if the left is greater than 0. I kind of, sorry, I am thinking this through as we speak. I'm thinking of these states, and I'm thinking that the first thing I want to think about is this. And what I'm actually setting. I am definitely going to need some other variables, and they are going to be start x float, comma start y float, comma end x float, comma end y float. Those will hold where the line is actually drawn on the screen. This is all just clipping. Remind myself. So now I say if left is greater than or equal to 0, I am sure, as I'm doing this, I can sense that this is not the most sensible thing to do, that there's some other way to divide this up. And the reason I'm doing this, I can tell in my brain, is that this is just avoiding doing the line stuff. So, if, yeah, it's a rectangle, I'll know what I mean. A bounding box, okay. Bounding box overlaps the output if the output contains the line, and I think I can answer this here. Start x equals PCX. Start y equals PCY. End x equals CX. End y equals CY. It doesn't need to do any clipping. I can spell sort of if. I can spell if CY. Oh yeah, CY. Now this is a situation where, have I got that right? Yeah. If the output contains the bounding box, then it contains the line. So now, this is every other case. I've decided that at least part of the box overlaps part of the output. What I want to decide I know, I'm just going over it. What I want to decide is oh gosh, I'm having difficulty imagining it because actually I suppose there's this. It's like maybe I should not try to get too clever. I forgot this one. Look at that. Silly me. It starts here, ends here. I'm just going to draw it with the mouse so it'll be terrible. And it goes straight along there. Start and end, both off screen. Just like this, but like that. Okay, I'm just going to do the intersections. Because I can see, yeah, that this is start and end both off, and essential that I draw it. There's so many times the line will do that. Crazy of me. to neglect. So yeah, I'll just do all start-end intersections. So now I need even more. Global dx float. And all this, particularly in this case, is because, get a grip, it's because I don't want to be creating these locals. They're used for just this process. No function is called, and then they're, they're set again afterwards. Now, okay. I have to get this the right way around, so I think it is cx minus pcx. That is to say, dx equals. What this technically means, not very technical, but it means current x minus previous current x, meaning current segment, It's a very silly name, but the x position and y position and the previous x and y position, and the way the loop works, the previous x and y are set up first, then the first is taken, and so on and so forth. Yeah, they're drawn from SI. So yeah, so I need to use the current minus the previous to get an idea of going from the start to the end. Different y equals current y minus previous current y. Previous current y. I should really just change it to previous and previous x and previous y, shouldn't I? Will I do that? I'll have to do it in the other one as well to make it make sense. Considering everything else is two letters. X, y, px, py. Okay. Oh, sorry. And that just cycles them so that the next loop it's ready for the next line. Okay. All this is just clipping. So, what's the point in knowing that again? Oh yeah, it's because I need to know if this line is vertical or horizontal. So, if dx equals 0, this line is vertical. Else, and if dy equals 0, what do I do if the line is a point? I mean, the line may be a point. The line doesn't draw if it's a point. Well, the line is vertical, or a point, technically. It's a little niggle. And it's going to cause a bug if I don't do something. The line is vertical, is it? And I'll just say another inaccurate thing, probably. Okay. Just count the errors, 2 per word or whatever. This line is okay, so if the line's vertical, I only care about, well, what do I care about? If the line's vertical, then I know I still know it's crossing the screen. And I know that, well, both ends might be off the screen. I think the quickest thing to do is just to say what is the quickest thing to do? If God, I've got to be careful here. It's like if, because I don't know which direction this line's going in. So, even though I know that this line is definitely on the screen, or some part of it is on the screen, it's just that it's vertical. I need to say, okay, I need to get the, I need to concentrate for a sec actually. I think that yeah, well, because I've already got top, if top is less than I've made a mistake here. It is top is, have I got this right at all? Right has to be, top has to be less than the bottom, and am I getting this right at all? No, I'm not. Okay, no, I remember this now. Why I can't just do that. Oh man, I'm going to end up going round in circles for ages here. I hate these logic things. Well, I don't hate them, I quite enjoy them, but they don't come that easily to me. So, it's not and that. Right greater than 0 and left, no. Well, hang on, yeah. In one way, that does make sense. Yeah, because if left is just less than OW, output width, that's fine. If I'm just trying to imagine the setups there, I should just draw them. Like there is a display, and I'm trying to imagine like being here, 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 here. There, the right is greater than 0. Here the and the left is less than OW, because OW is out here, so this satisfies it. And top is less than or equal to O height. That satisfies that. Bottom bit is wrong. Bottom must be greater than or equal to 0. Yeah, I got that thing below me. Now I've made the thing below me completely the same. Sorry myself. Sorry me for wasting my own time. So, right, okay. Now, I got it right here because I reversed these bloody things. Top greater than or equal to 0. Gosh. And bottom less than or equal to output height. So, left is on the left. Oops, not that. This. This is the one where it contains the line. Left is greater than 0, for sure. right is less than the width, top is greater than 0, and bottom is less than height. Okay, and that is, like, I could have switched these around, but I didn't. I switched the values, and here I switched the those. Ugh, never mind. I'm sure that is right now. But anyway, here I'm looking at a different kind of. I'm saying if the top, excuse me, is less than 0, 0, I can say something. Probably don't need to say much. Yeah, I could do. Might be able to save myself some bother there, but if the top is 0, 0, then what kind of name did I give this? The start x equals px, and start y equals 0, 0.0. Else start x equals, I could px equals 0, start x equals px. Come on. If top is less than 0.0, start y equals py. Okay. Now, if bottom is greater than, now I have to be careful. Is greater than or equal to, and I have to be careful here as well. I think that needs to be less than object height, because yeah, I do need to be careful, because the data buffer won't abide, or at least I'll get bleed from one side of the buffer to the other if I don't get the right hand side right, and I'll get well, I could, you know, corrupt memory or whatever, I suppose. Maybe it'll give me an error warning. In fact, I think it said it would. If I get the height wrong by as much as 1. And I think that measuring to less than or equal to the O height is wrong, because the rows will be numbered, you know, 0 to height minus 1. So I think the bottom needs to be less than height. And I think the same applies to the right. The right needs to be less than the width, and here it needs to be less than the width, and it needs to be less than the height. It can be greater than or equal to 0. I do want 0, and I don't want to write -1. So if bottom is greater than O height, greater than or equal to O height, sorry, thinking again, and x equals py could equal py or cy. I know they're, well, in theory they're the same at this point. No, cx. In theory they're different at this point, but the same. If bottom is greater than O height, then end y equals O height minus 1, and else I'm having a hard time. I must be tired. End y equals cy. Start and end set to the previous and current where possible. Similarly with here, line is horizontal. Start y equals py. End y equals cy for the this is the wrong way round. No, it's not, is it? Yeah, no, that's right. I know the Y version when it's horizontal. The thing I don't know is if left is less than 0.0, start x equals 0.0, else start x equals previous x. If right is greater than or equal to output width, end x equals output width minus 1. I will say 1.0. I'm going to have to be really careful, more careful than I'm used to, because these things do have to be floats, I'm pretty sure. And if not, then end x equals cx. Okay. Those bits are easy. So this is, yeah, like the gist of what I'm doing here. Sorry. Mischievous. And you, gosh. And you. There are lots of yous. Okay. I hope this is okay, I really don't know. Now, does it make sense to try and figure out if either the start or end is whether or not, well actually in this case only either the start or end is on the screen, but I don't yet know which. So what if I do? Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of something clever, but do I really just want to do a great big AND thing here? Let me think for a moment. Ah, me. Can I just say if, man, it feels laborious, top is greater than 0.0 and top is less than height. Yeah, I mean, I'm brute forcing it by doing this. And I just don't actually, I think that I should be doing something more like I mean, it's very easy just to check if one or other is on the screen. I'm just trying to think of a shortcut. I mean, I can say if cx is greater than or equal to 0.0 and cx is less than object width, output width, and cy is greater than 0.0 and cy is less than object output height, else end. The start is on screen. The end these words because I'm using SX and SY as well, but anyway. With one end on screen. I don't really know if knowing the bloody, whether or not it's the start or end that's on is any help to me. One sec. When really what I want to know is what is the value of what's the y value of the line when it crosses 0 and, okay, yeah. Just ignore this for now. And let's think local. This will not be local for long. Local. Y at 0. Can I do that? Float. See, I might be able to. Yeah, I can. Comma. X at 0. Float, comma, y at width, float, comma, y at height. What? Y at 0. No, yeah. X at height. Sorry, yeah, easy confused. Float. Okay. So I think I maybe actually do need to figure out which of these is on screen. Ah man, I've got like this, which goes from the current. Yeah, so it's like this vector describes the move from previous to current. So it's like from start to the, you know, from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, in the index numbers of the control points. Gosh. So if I get the gradient of that, then obviously, you know, I can figure out the equation of this line, and I can figure out these values, where it crosses the y-axis, where it crosses the where it crosses the y-axis and where it crosses the x-axis. These are really bad. Y at x0, does that make sense? X at y0, y at x width, x at y height. Yeah. Usually, what would I be doing here? Like, because actually, maybe I could just think about this again. Well, nah, I like already, because I'm dividing out horizontal and vertical lines. I mean, vertical lines need divided out anyway, even if I don't make special cases. I mean, it's already not looking very bonny. Anyway. I think I do need to do this. God damn it. Because I think I do want to start. Man, I find it quite hard to think about. I think I do want to start at the pixel on screen and work my way off. That's my instinct. And I want to figure out... it's like from the line I can figure out, from the start point I can figure out the, what am I trying to say, like the direction that I'm going in. I'm getting really vague here, sorry, it's because I'm kind of just, again, this is partly the point of this, trying to focus. And I will oh, 110. Never mind. Okay, let's see. In this situation, I have this screen, and it's a totally wonky shape. In fact, I'm embarrassed, but I'll just start again. I should probably just use the line tools. It's not a lot better. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so I have already dealt with completely off-screen things. I've dealt with things that come on like that, and things that go straight through like that, and things that come off like that, and things that come on like that, and on like that, and on like that. And I've dealt with all, oops, off like that. And I've dealt with all on-screen situations. Well, I say dealt with. I've, you know, covered them, more or less. It's these situations. And unfortunately, some are like this, start, end, and some are like this, start, end. And actually what it is CX, CY, and PX, PY. Maybe this is CX, CY, and this is PX, PY. So this draws in this direction, this draws in this direction, this draws like this draws like this. This is PX, PY, CX, CY. Anyway, so the point of this little thing which I remarked out there, if CX and C etc., is that because I know I'm in this position, or at least I think I know I'm in this position, where only one end is on the screen, if I can just decide, then I can say, right, well, the one that's on screen's the start, whichever one it is. And do I have a potential problem by doing that? I absolutely do. I will tell you why. Gosh, can I say why? No, I can do it this way. The problem is, as long as I'm just drawing it sequentially, and I know the beginning and end, but when I start to draw it, I can miss out drawing the last pixel, so that when the next line starts, it's not automatically overlapping already. But I suppose I can just always miss the last pixel, actually, can't I? Well, no, that's the problem here. I might be drawing from on-screen, yeah, off-screen to on-screen, ending, no, I might be drawing a line that starts off-screen and ends on-screen, missing the last pixel. That's okay. Ready for the next line to start drawing. But if I start one on-screen and it ends there, and I miss the last pixel, that's not fine. So I need to remember, if a line has been clipped, I do need to draw its last pixel. This is wrong, because I'll be drawing this way all the time off screen. What am I thinking? My problem is this line is drawn in this direction, but I draw it back this way, meaning I'm drawing the first pixel. But this next line that I'm going to draw is going away in that direction, because this was previous here, this is going to be previous next time. And with that last pixel drawn, I shouldn't be drawing the first pixel of this. So, like the simplest thing I can think to deal with that is to use flags, which determine whether or not the start and end, points have been switched. If px, py, which would usually, if everything was always on screen, it would be start x, start y, and cx, cy would be ex, ey. If, because of a situation like this one, px isn't used at all and cx has become start x, yeah, okay, then I have to set flag, or flag, because I need to remember to, gosh, in this case, misdrawing the first pixel. Anyway, but in a sense I can just set those flags. I mean, the alternative is that I don't decide which end starts on screen. I just figure a way of just finding out where the heck the line intersects with the edge, or figure them. It's not complicated. I've already eliminated all these other cases. It's just that I do need to decide a start and end. I suppose I can just go with cx, cy at this point. What did I set? Yeah, and the yeah, and the differences from previous to next, or previous to current. So it's going in the right direction, that xd and yd are. So, or dy and dx. So, I'm not going to do that thing, I'm going to try and avoid doing that. It is still tricky to think about because I've got left and right as well. Actually, this is just like I'm going to do logical things with left and right and top and bottom. When I think about it, I don't think I mean, am I even going to? Because I have this other stuff figured out, I'm trying to just figure out what is the simplest way for me to say if left is greater than 0.0. Okay, if left is less than 0.0 and the other end is on the screen. Yeah, okay. No, I am going to have to do the equation of the line thing, haven't I? Because the left could be in a number of, because I have left and right figured out, I'm just trying to see if I can use them in my mind to make sense of it. But what I just said is, if left, wherever the line is, wherever its start and end was, this is now left top, and this is, no it's not, I'm only telling where the left is. Could be bloody there. Okay. I wonder if actually just pursuing the logic still makes sense and not gosh, I really do find it hard to concentrate on. And this, I don't know if it's helping me concentrate just for this specific bit, because I am so bad at going through all the permutations, and it's been 50 minutes of me just thinking, which order do I do this? Okay, I think it's kind of I've lost my way a little bit here. I'm going to have a rest. It's been 50 minutes of chatting about it. I am sorry to say that it's not getting very far today. Huh. Oh, me. Just for you, Mr. Draw Curve OGL. Man, it's been a while since I built it. And it doesn't like me asking it to. I shouldn't indulge myself like this, but who knows, maybe YouTube will pick it up as being the most interesting, thumbnail or something, if I actually run the thing and it shows something on the screen. That's been a struggle. I suppose it's quite late in the day. Usually I would code earlier. And in a way I'm making things difficult for myself because I'm trying to skip steps, I'm trying to avoid just doing it the proper way, doing all the actual sums. And I do kind of know, the equation of a line and deciding whether or not an intersection falls within a segment. But I just can't help think, what if there's an easier logical way? I can't help but think that. Anyway. It's still working pretty nice, I'm pleased to say.